What's up, everybody? I want to talk to you about the Great Tribulation Hour. Now, it doesn't matter if you think that Great Tribulation Hour is going to be 7 years or if it's just 3.5. It doesn't really matter. 7 years or 3.5 for the Great Tribulation. The Great Tribulation is going to be tough for everybody who's in this moment. Let's just assume that you're not going to be here. The Great Tribulation, whether it's 7 years or 3.5. Let's just talk about the Great Tribulation for a moment. It doesn't matter if you believe in a pre-trib, post-trib, it doesn't matter. Let's just talk about the Great Tribulation. The Great Tribulation is a time and an experience. And what I mean by that is that I want you to understand that the Great Tribulation is a time period in the future that's going to take place, but the Great Tribulation is also an experience that individuals can have and have had throughout all of the history of Christianity, all the way back here to Jesus dying on the cross. The 12 apostles died. They died down here, and they suffered for Jesus. So there was suffering and persecution all the way back here with Jesus. Now, what is the greatest tribulation that you can think of? I would say getting burned alive is probably the greatest suffering, pain, tribulation that anybody could think of. If you don't want to go through this, you probably don't want to go through it because you're either going to starve to death, you're going to freeze to death, you're going to dehydrate, you're going to get burned, skinned alive, you're going to be put in prison. You know, tribulation, suffering, right? What is the greatest suffering a man can go through? I would say one of them is burned alive, one of them. Starving to death is no picnic either, no pun intended. So what I'm saying here is there's a time period of great tribulation that's prophesied in the future that Christians, that the church they believe that they won't be part of that. They won't be part of that. They're supposed to be raptured alive before that gets here, right? But I want to tell you something. The Great Tribulation is a time period of great suffering, whether you believe the church is going to be here or not. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, that the church won't be here. And they're going to miss this Great Tribulation moment. Think about this for a second. Jesus said that as we get closer to this time, there's going to be the beginning of sorrows. And so what does that mean? That means things are going to get worse and worse and worse before this time period gets here. The beginning of sorrows. Jesus talks about the signs of his return. The signs. And he says some of the signs are going to be the beginning of sorrows. As we get into this time period where we see the increasing. We see the sorrows increasing. The sorrows are going to increase into this moment. And whether you believe in a rapture or not, whether you believe you're going to escape the Great Tribulation, there's going to be an increase of sorrows. Are you with me on that? You can at least believe that no matter what camp you're in, right? Pre-trib, you missed the Great Tribulation, but as we see, there's going to be sorrows that kick in before that. And Great Tribulation is not only a time period, but it's an individual experience. In other words, we've had Christians throughout the years burned by Nero. Nero burned Christians at the stake. Right? Then we have the Catholic Church. They also killed Christians. Catholic Church killed Christians in the Middle Ages or Dark Ages. Now you might say that's not Great Tribulation, but to this guy getting burned at the stake it was. Listen to me carefully. They were burned here too. They were burned alive here. They were burned over here. They were burned here, and we haven't even got to the Great Tribulation yet. So Christians have suffered along the way. Now I know Constantine hope I'm spelling his name right, came in here at about 325 AD, and that was protection for a while, protection for Christians for a while, until the Dark Ages and the Catholic Church started killing the Protestants. So you had just a little time here where, between Nero and the Dark Ages, you had some protection where Catholics weren't being persecuted. So besides that, you've had the disciples suffering, the early church suffering, getting burned at the stake with Nero, the Catholics in the Dark Ages, the Catholicism in the Dark Ages was burning Christians, and then we get towards the last generation. This is last generation right here. We can say 70 to 80 years. 70 to 80 years of the last generation. We're going to see the beginning of sorrows kick in. And see, during this time period, we've seen communism, ISIS, all kinds of things going on. And even in America now, we're starting to see persecution of Christians. But see, the difference between this Great Tribulation hour here, this whole thing is for the whole world. The whole world will go through. Christians will not be able to hide anywhere. So the Great Tribulations for this guy was his own personal experience. It wasn't for the whole world. There was places to hide. And even here in the Dark Ages, with the Catholic Church killing the Protestants, there was still places to go and hide. The Great Tribulation in this time period says there'll be no place to hide. Now you might be able to go underground, and there are some Christians that'll be protected. That's another story here. My point is that the Great Tribulation hour is a time in the future that the whole world, all the Christian world, the whole Christian community will go under great pressure. Whether you believe you're going to be here or not is irrelevant, because at any given time along this path, while the sorrows are increasing and the United States, USA, is falling into tyranny, USA is coming down into tyranny just like Rome fell. We could have a dictator, before you know it, putting Christians in. We read about it all the time in the news. Christians are getting persecuted in America, having to go to the Supreme Court just not to bake a cake for it can happen before this time gets here. We could see persecutions coming. We saw in 2020, I couldn't buy more than 2 loaves of bread. I couldn't buy toilet paper. And then overnight, we can hit, right in between these two parts, right in between this increase and the moment, or the rapture. If you guys believe in a pre-trib rapture, all I'm saying is you could still go through a pinch and a hardcore moment of trouble, and you got to be ready. What if the test of whether you're going to deny Jesus, of course it's going to happen here, the mark of the beast, all that stuff. But what if a lot of that starts coming through? What if you end up in a government in the United States where you lose your job if you're a Christian? And you might say that's only for the Great Tribulation. What if it's into this area where it's increasing? Are you ready? Right? Are you ready? So the reason why a lot of Christians don't think about this part, they only think about avoiding this part, is because we were born in a country with privilege and decadence and riches and all kinds of embellishments and amenities, and we don't think about these guys over here. We don't think about ISIS chopping off our brothers' heads, or China burning down churches and the Christians having to go and hide, and they catch them going to death camps. We don't think about that. We only think that, hey, I'm not going to be here. I'm not going to be here for this. Right? So what I'm saying is that this last generation is going to pick up intensely with persecutions. And you just have to get your head ready for that. Even if you missed that part, you may have to your faith may be challenged before we even get to the Great Tribulation hour. So this is something to definitely start meditating on, because you may end up going through something and you're not ready for it, because the teachers and the prophets and that you're going to your church, your upbringing like I was, and the fact that we're born in this cushy country and all this richness and stuff, many Christians are not going to be ready for whatever testing they may go through. And I just want you to be ready. Whether or not you believe you're going to be here for the big hit, whether or not you believe in a pre-trib rapture is irrelevant. The truth of the matter is, America is going to start picking up some great intensity of persecution for the Christians. And if you're not ready for that, you don't even need to get to this part before you deny Jesus. There's people right now suffering at companies and corporations who are losing their job because they won't get the you-know-what shot, because they know where that's leading people, and they won't deny Jesus. People are suffering. The tribulations that people are experiencing in the United States are isolated. It's not worldwide. You don't relate to the individuals who are suffering because it hasn't happened to you yet. And you don't think it's ever going to. And I'm telling you, that's not true. And that you need to be ready right now for devastating troubles. And this is all just a warning, because we have heaven coming, and it's okay. I'm not trying to get you to be depressed. I'm trying to get you to let go of the world, let go of your treasures, let go of your money, let go of your house, let go of your car, let go of your job, and be ready to lose it all and stand on your faith. You need to make sure you're secure and ready. So think about it and pray and fast, and subscribe to our channel. Click the bell, subscribe, come to our online fellowship, our weekend fellowship. Every Saturday and Sunday we fellowship, we talk about this stuff. Okay? And also, real quick, thank you for your donations, because you helped me get this whiteboard, and you help this ministry keep going, so thank you. I can get a camera and get the tools I need, the lighting. Thank you for your prayers and your donations to this ministry. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.